name is Michael.
And my name is Richard. We are the lead investigators and co-founders of the Paranormal Travelers team.
All of our lives we wanted to search for the truth of the unknown, seeking out what we cannot explain, see, touch, or feel.
So as we gather up our trusted team, we will spend one night searching for the unexplained in the most haunted locations in and out of our area.
So join us on our expedition as we seek the truth. Ghosts, demons, Bigfoot, poltergeists, UFOs. We are your team. We seek the truth.
We are the Paranormal Travelers.
Vineyard, Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania.
Located in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, sits Sorrenti's Cherry Valley Vineyard. A beautiful location where guests can enjoy wine tasting, relaxation, great food, and friendly staff. We're headed on tour, but the vineyard holds a past as well. A past where spirits still roam the area and make themselves known. From a suicide hanging that took place back in the days, an ancient Indian burial ground located next to the property, and a spirit named Henry that likes to touch guests unexpectedly. The vineyards first opened their doors in 1912 by a gentleman named Dominic Sorrenti with his wife Mary when they moved to the Poconos. As we take you, the viewers at home, to a place not only beautiful created by Dominic Sorrenti and his wife Mary, but would we be able to make contact with the spirit Henry or the lost soul who hung himself in the barn? It all starts now.
Also, big exciting news, we are going to be live on a radio station. They want to do an interview with the Paranormal Travelers. It's going to be, what station was it?
It's not Para X, it's Haunted, or Haunts.
Yeah, Haunts
Jones, which is really cool. We were going to do it, December 6th birthday, but that falls on a Wednesday. So, do it December 5th.
Yes.
Tuesday, December 5th, yeah.
We'll have more information at a later date so you guys can tune in.
Yes. Yes, we are a little cold right now, but they are going to have a bonfire here today. Not cold.
Nobody's going to make it cold.
When the bonfire starts and you're standing here, you'll be like...
Restricted.
Does anybody have questions for us out there? Here's your chance. Ask away.
And no, I did not bring
and yes, guys,
pair of shorts.
I was asked tonight to do readings on people, so I will be doing readings on a few people out there.
It's the cold. The sister misses the cold.
We miss the warmth. Send it
Well,
our way.
trade places for like a weekend.
Did you guys see that? We already had people sitting at the table. We don't know. We're just as new to it as you guys are. Hey, we just set up the day. You don't know what's going on. Let's see. If you like hurricanes. Which I'm sorry about that.
Been through 5. You can keep them.
Yeah. No, we're good.
It's a perfect angle of all of us. And that's Rick throwing his cigarette in the bonfire, hoping there's no gas early. Yeah, we can do that. Come on.
Take a ghost tour. What it's like. Be taking our guests over here across the bridge.
Now, if there's nobody in here, I'm going to do a go dark.
That's the pond.
Did you want us to bring a camera?
No, I just want to go dark. Ian, is there anybody in there right now?
No.
Okay, because I want to do a go dark. Okay.
Hello. Oh, my sister's on. There's your son.
Rick,
Going dark.
where's that light switch? See that string?
Yeah, but there's a light switch.
Yeah, there's a...
They all have switches.
Hold on.
We're trying to find the lights. Hello, Clarissa. We're gonna go up here to this area. This is the upstairs of the winery. Very old barn. My goodness. I don't think they make barns like this anymore. Alright. It's over here. This is where Mikey put a camera, I think. Where the hell is the camera? I don't think we're going to take people upstairs. There's not enough room. What?
The hair tie just...
Oh, Jesus. Well, guys, look at that.
We can't figure out where...
This is the winery. This area right here is where people get shoved. So, this is our little control center here. Control center is all set and ready. We have 3 cameras tonight. Spy on all of them. Yeah, we've actually come across poltergeist. Let me go in here. I'm looking at yous right now. Hold on.
I mean, they're going to need to see where they're going. Put your flashlight down.
We have the flashlight.
It's not a flashlight. It's Facebook Live. Hold on.
We have the flashlight.
And this is how dark you will be, guys.
Honey, will it be okay to have the attic light on?
I think so.
Yeah.
Why not? Unless you ask them to turn it off, they'd probably turn it off. We're not going to take people up there. I don't trust the steps. But this is how dark it's going to be in here. Probably darker. We're probably going to have them shut that light off, guys. But
I would. Well, somebody go. Somebody go from the attic and see if there's a light change.
there's probably a light switch somewhere.
Oh, we already got... Oh.
Sorry about that. You can see my ugly mug. But that's a little tour here of the actual winery. There are said to be things that go on. All lights are off. All lights are off. Just remember to put those lights back on.
We have to scoot 3 of them in.
All right.
2 over by the door.
Oh, before we go, so this is the attic here. Right now, you guys are actually getting order action right now. The way that the department, if it's a work or if it's dust will constantly just keep flowing. But if you see something solid white that moves very slowly across the screen, or something...
Bernadette, you just had an orb fly right up your shoulder.
So you guys
It was a big orb.
order of action.
You have to go back and watch this live feed.
Oh my god.
And what you can do
There's
is
a ton of orbs.
She just had a great big orb go right up her shoulder, right up her arm.
because it's a vineyard, so there's no dust in here whatsoever.
Yeah.
So anything.
Yeah, the floors are clean, so there's no dust kicking up.
Like, see how there's hardly nothing in the attic? Well, there you go.
Yeah,
You got one.
that's more. Even if you just watch yours, you really.
And what's cool about this is
Right.
we capture something.
You just had one right in front of you, and it went like this. It went.
Zoom up.
Oh,
She did.
in front of me.
No, in front of Bernadette. It like hot, and it hovered right in front of you, and then it took off.
Right in front of the stairs.
There's another one. Oh, they love you tonight.
Ooh, Birdie's gonna get
So I mean, it's
so
going to be
much
really good for
tonight.
your sport too. That's going to be
Definitely. So what exactly goes into, because you guys are starting at 8.
Yep.
So what happens? Like, what do you guys do?
Well, we're going to take groups of 10.
Okay.
And what we do is we'll bring them in, give them a feel out of what our equipment is, what they're gonna, because they're gonna be the ones interacting with it, not us. And then what we're gonna show them what a control center is and stuff. Have them ask spirits questions through the spirit box and everything. And if something comes through, it'll answer back to them, and it's gonna get them. I mean, basically, our job is that we're gonna let them interact with our equipment and give them the field and teachings of how to run a paranormal. So basically, they're going to be their own boss. We're just there as watching to make sure that everything's going okay for them. We are going to tell them a backstory about the gentleman Henry that passed away. We are going to tell them how that the grounds have an ancient Indian burial ground, how the old barn structure back in the days had a man that hung himself over here. So they're going to know all that stuff about it and stuff. So I mean, pretty much they're going to come in here knowing almost everything about it. Now with the spirit box, when that goes off, it goes through 100 different radio activities. So you're going to hear white static noise. The spirit comes through, you're going to hear a voice come through really quick and then disappear. That's the interaction that they're going to hear, which means they're indicating talking to a spirit. So when I say, who's the gentleman that's in here haunting the place, and you're Henry, it just stops. So yeah, so I mean, we're going to have the K2 meter going on in here, we're going to have the EVP recordings going off in here. We're going to have the spirit box, we're going to have Boo Buddy. Boo Buddy is our little interactive bear. He has 18 sensors inside of him. And what he does is he can actually speak to spirits that are trying to communicate to him. So for example, if he's going off, and
Now she just had an orb. She just had an orb sit right in front of her and take off.
if a spirit comes up and tries to touch it, he'll say, "Did you just make it cold in here?" So I mean, he has
Oh my
he has
God.
interaction.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not coming in here again. No, I love this.
You just had one on your arm. It went up your arm and then it went like this.
Really?
Yeah. Bernadette has orbs all around her.
I want to, yeah, definitely. I want to do it with the other on top because she gets she gets really.
You can staff one.
Yes.
What we
Because
can
there's
do
a
is,
lot of like employees coming.
what we can do is do the tour first, and then towards the end of the night, when we're done at 10, we'll do a specific bonus just for the employees. And just have the employees come in before we close down.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Sounds like a plan?
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem. And right now with your attic and everything right now, so I'm getting very, very strong vibes off of it. I don't know, have you ever been up there?
Yeah.
Okay, like when I go up there, I have a sense of feeling being watched all the time. So our main goal is going to be up on that attic more than here. Here seems more spiritual activity with floors. Here is where you would most recently get like a shadow person that'll quickly run past the camera and you'll miss it at the blink of your eye and stuff like that. So I mean, basically, Chantel knows this is all being videotaped. It is going to be an episode and everything like that. So I mean, whatever findings we find.
Oh, she's upset she couldn't be here
She'll
tonight.
have the information. You guys can go on YouTube and watch the full episode. And
Yeah.
things like that.
Chantel still wanted to be here tonight, and she goes,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's talking about you guys. She said you're going to love it. Like, it's so cool.
Now, Michael, you just had one go right up you, and it went right over your head.
But yeah, and then I also want to do some couple of readings to the employees because I know I was talking to, who was it, right? Tabitha and stuff. I am a medium. I do read the dead, see dead people and stuff like that. I can bring your spirits through, your loved ones through, people that passed on as your best friends. I can tell you what they look like in their casket, what they smelled like, what was your favorite song.
Oh, Bernadette.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, so we just wanted to give you a 411 and everything.
Bernadette, did you just feel anything on your arm at all?
Yeah, I've noticed that. You see that? I've noticed that. You see that? Yeah, I've noticed that. You see that?
You had one like hovering
Yeah.
around your arm, then around your back, and then
guys
took
are
off.
private tours just for the employees itself.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Go back and watch this tomorrow because you're going to see.
I am.
All right, so we're gonna make our way down. Just be very careful, guys. All right, and I want everybody to make like sort of like a horseshoe around.
We start off as I take Bernadette, Price the camera guy, and myself with a group of 10 in the haunted vineyard.
This is the room, in the room back there that I'm going to show you back there, is where a lot of employees have been physically touched by a spirit, have been seen by different spirits back where the attic area is, have been physically got cold chills, physically have been spoken to and stuff like that, there's happy noises and everything like that. If you guys can hear that, don't freak out, just enjoy the tour, okay? Everybody understand that? Okay. So right over here is the control center right here that's lit up. So I'm gonna have each and every one of these one by one come back over here. So the first one, come over here. This is where the live footage is. Each room in this area has a DVR camera in it right now. Right now you just saw a board that just walked through right after this. So each room has a camera in it. What the DVR cameras do is they pick up things that we can't see with our physical eye. So what this job basically is this thing's doing is it's going to pick up any kind of orb action, any kind of shadow people that we can't see. Now, like I said, you guys won't be able to see this, but once the episode's put together, you'll see things that you guys clearly missed, that we missed, together on an episode. Alright? So can I have the next person over here? You guys are kind of getting like a scene of like if you watch Ghost Adventures or anything like that, this is kind of like the behind the scenes of the DVR footage that you guys get. Okay. So she just saw an orb circle around, okay? Next person. Okay, same with you. This is the DVR camera system. If you watch each room and everything like that, you may get a glance that you might see an orb fly by, or you may see something that moves really, really quick. Right over here, this is the top of the attic. This is the back room that you're going to go here, and this is the stairs that is claiming to see the spirit walking down the stairs 3 or 4 times. Alright, can I get the next person? I don't know, guys, it's kind of dark in here. Alright, same with you, that's what the DVR looks like. And that's, you see one? Okay. So, I mean, you guys are going to see, and what's really cool about orbs, guys, is that you can debunk what is dust particles, and you can debunk what an orb is. Dust particle, when it's going past the camera, it'll just go all over the place, okay? But an orb will do a 360, it'll float very slowly past the camera screen, or it'll stop in one place, or it'll shoot directly up in the ceiling and everything like that, so that is the difference between dust particles and orbs. Alright, next person. Alright, same with you guys. This is the DVR system, behind the scenes of Paranormal Travelers. Each video block is showing periodically what's going on right now. But if you sit back here and you watch it, what a normal ghost hunter does, you'll see like little orbs like flying or just stopping in front of the camera, shooting straight up in the roof and stuff. So my goal here tonight for you guys is anybody a true believer of the paranormal? Alright, so I'm going to blind you guys, okay? Alright, so we got a lot of believers in here, okay? We really like skeptics too, because we like to actually prove skeptics that the paranormal does exist, okay? And that is our #1 rule. Like if you're a skeptic and you're one, just say it because you make our job more easier so we can actually try to prove to you that it does exist. Alright, so there's the attic form right here. This is the room that you're going to be going back in there. And then this is going to be the TV area. This is the stairs where the spirits are going to be walking up and down the stairs about 3 a.m. Alright. Next person, how many more do I have here? 2 more. 2 more? Alright, same with you. This is the exit. Did you see one? There you go. So basically the spirits know that if you guys are here, you guys really want to interact with them and see what goes on in here. So I mean, like I said, if you hear a tapping noise, if you feel like you're getting cold chills, if you feel like something's behind you but you can't explain it, please let one of us know, okay? Because it does tend to sometimes irritate or bother a lot of our clients because they're not ready to feel something like that. Alright, so you guys understand all that? Okay.
And guys, the temperature in here is 59 degrees.
I know, I feel it on my fingertips.
Cold chill.
Same with you. This is the stairs that you're going to see back there. This is the attic form right here, and then this is the back vineyard where most of the activity will happen. This one's so dark because the fact that, oh, that one right there, that's because we only have 3 cameras up right now. So normally when we're on a ghost hunt, we normally have 8 or 9 cameras up. That's a small tour we decided to put. did the Abbeydale Mines in Pennsylvania. We just recently were getting the rights to possibly doing the Amityville Whorehouse. That's actually located in Long Island, New York. So I mean, we're getting really big out there, guys. All right, guys. So now what we're going to do is this box that I have in my hand here. This is called the spirit box. This spirit box, what it's supposed to do is go through 100 different frequencies. So basically, a normal spirit box will sound like white noise. So it'll just go shh. Now when a spirit comes through, that shh will stop with something coming through with a name or what they want or whatever they want to say or stuff. So have you guys ever seen the movie Poltergeist, the original movie? You know when she's sitting by the TV and everything, and the TV's all white static noise and stuff? Well, this is basically what this is going to do, but instead of it being a TV, it's coming through a box. You guys ask me a question, if you hear something, if any of you hear something, don't hesitate to say that you heard something or whatever, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn this on, and who would want to be the guinea pig and who wants to run this right here? You want to run? Sure. So let me give you 1 second, let me turn this on here. And like I said, we're going to have you guys interact with a lot of other stuff. Okay.
Here it is.
So we're going to take you back this way here, okay? Now this is the area right here that, let's play that one of the employees stopped. Okay. As he was walking, this section right here, he was hitting this right here, yes, he walked this as required. That he was cleaning this right here, and all of a sudden, as he was cleaning this, he fell forward and almost hit his head right off the ground. And he said that he felt like his skin was burning, he felt like he was scratched, he felt like something was just looking at him and trying to like physically grab him like this and pull him back towards this way, back this way. Alright? So as we're taking you closer, yes, the other instrument that's in her hand right here,
This is a mound here. This actually has the temperature on it, and it's very sensitive. That's the antenna, that's the probe. And it also has the magnetic thing. This usually doesn't go up, but when there's some kind of energy, it picks it up. So this is very sensitive, and this is a very great tool to have. Who wants the... Okay, the next is
this is a tuning. What this does is that spirits have electricity. That's what makes it work. That's why spirits, like if you go into a house that's haunted or something like that, spirits will feed off of anything that has batteries to it, anything that has electricity to it. So basically what this thing is going to tell us why, the reason why that we have all the lights off in here, so this doesn't pick up any kind of reading from electricity. So basically when we go into a corner, say if I go over into a corner here, and this thing starts spiking, that's indicating that a spirit is starting to manifest itself. It's starting to show itself to us. Like I said, we may not see it with our eye, but that is what the night vision DVR cameras are for. Alright? So who wants to run this? Okay? So you're going to hold this right here. Okay? And then who wants to do the spirit box? Okay. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to turn this up when I tell you to. So you're going to hit this all the way up. And when you ask it a question, put your hand over it and see if any response is. Okay? Now, like I said, it's going to sound like white noise, but when a spirit comes through, then it's going to say something. Okay? All right? And then who wants to run vanilla gusty? All right. What's your name, bud? Julie. I'm sorry?
Julie.
Julie? Okay, Julie. So you're going to run that. Basically, when a spirit's in front of you, the way this is going to happen is if something comes in front of you, back up. Solid green is normal. But if you start seeing it going like this, okay, see what it's doing as I'm pushing the buttons, just as the demo? That's how you know a spirit's going to be near us back there, okay?
I don't know if it's spike.
Okay, spike, that's going to go, it'll just go like this. Like if I turn it off, it'll go like that, okay?
Everything usually beeps or lights up. Now guys, if you have any strange sensations, you feel like you're getting touched, you
Please
feel
let us
cold,
know.
let us know.
Because like I said, when you're working around spirits, you have to be physically trained. That's why they asked us to come here and show you this, which you just got something that came through the spirit box just now. You have to be physically trained on this, and you have to be open-minded at once. If you're not open-minded and you're thinking negative thoughts, something will attach to you guys. Okay, that is what the wave reform is all about. So as we take you back here, think of a white light, think of your happy place, think of some place that you enjoy, think of Jesus Christ by your side as you do it.
And we're also selling at our stand necklaces with stones that were blessed by a white witch. So if you feel a little, they're only $7. You actually get your 6.
Okay. All right, guys, so we're going to start this 4, okay? So I'm going to have everybody back here. Okay. Anybody around here?
Like a half circle. Coming closer, guys.
Okay. You got everybody? Okay, so what I'm going to do first is, since she's going to hold the spirit box, I'm going to show you a demo with that first, and then we're going to go from there. So, can I see the spirit box? For example, if there's a spirit that's in this room right now, would you please communicate with us through the spirit box by saying either hello or letting somebody know that you're at least here? Can you say hello to us? Did everybody hear that? Hello, we know you're here. Would you say hello to this lovely tour here? They're not here to hurt you or harm you in any kind of disrespectful way. They're just curious to see if you really exist in here. Can you say something to somebody or say their name in here? Don't be shy. I know you're kind of nervous. Say hello to the guests in here one last time. Okay, now do you guys get what I'm doing now? Okay, so basically, when I said hello, it was from Mike White and it came through and said hello. Okay? So I'm going to give you the spirit box now. And anybody that would like to ask it a question, by all means, ask it a question. We'll see if that they come back with a response. Okay? So who would like to ask the first question? Anybody?
No shy. Come on, guys.
I know it's kind of freaky, you guys, but...
You want me to ask the first one?
Yeah, you can have fun. I mean, have fun with it. Ask any kind of questions that you'd like.
Do you know if the employees like to drink on the job?
Okay, then release your hand. Like I said, spirits sometimes, you have to remember, it takes a lot for spirit energy to come through.
Yes.
Did you
Did
hear it?
anybody else hear the footsteps upstairs?
Yes.
There's nobody upstairs.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
You guys want to cover that for a second? Henry, if that's you walking upstairs, can you make a tapping sound? Could you make some kind of sort of a sound or speak to the device in this young lady's hand? All right, guys, don't be shy. Ask a question. Anybody?
Is there anybody in here? Is there anybody in here looking for somebody? What's your name?
There you go.
What is your name? I didn't quite catch it. What was your name?
Spirits can get dead, okay? So it takes a lot of energy. So maybe if we guys got you all to say something like, don't be afraid to show yourself or say something. Maybe the more energy that there is, it'll build their energy off us to pull more into the spirit box. Okay? So go ahead.
Don't be afraid. Tell us who you are. We'd like to talk to you.
If there's more than one of you here, we'd be glad to talk to all of you.
There you go.
Hi.
Yep. Did you hear that? Hello?
We have all red ears.
I know my face is
Can you
getting
turn it?
red.
The temperature
Okay. Very good. And like I said, the more that you guys interact and stuff, and the more that you guys show them that you just want them to hear you, they'll come through more, okay?
Let us know who you are and how many of you are there are.
Like right now in this area right here, I'm starting to feeling a colder breeze in this area.
Yeah.
Remember how warmer it was when we were first in here? It's starting to get really cold.
Yeah, put your hands here, you can feel it cooler.
And then this is what we call, when they come into the circle here, it's called an inner vortex, which means that they're starting to pull through more and more, okay?
What is your name?
Oh my God, is there something behind me? No.
Okay.
I swear to God, something just touched my leg.
Was that you that touched her leg?
You can come join us.
You startled me, that's all. If you aren't here, you can touch me again, I don't mind.
We'd be happy to talk to you.
It's starting to get really cold in this area.
Oh my God.
It likes you.
Are you feeling like you're being touched and stuff?
Like my leg, yeah.
Like a cold chill kind of deal?
Yeah, like almost like the hairs on my legs
If
raising.
you're here, touch someone else.
Can you see that box for a second?
All I feel is a cold air roll around my hand. It's really cold right
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a inner vortex, which means that they're going to start coming through.
She's getting a read of 26.
Henry, is that you in here?
Yeah.
Are you here touching this young lady's leg? Did you try pushing somebody in here, one of the employees? Did you get it?
No.
It sounded to me like you said, oh yeah.
Well, it sounded like that. I heard, yeah.
Are you here to hurt anybody in here? See, I'm starting to see like black figures at the corner of my eye towards that door
Something
right there.
just tapped my leg again.
It likes you.
So if you take go closer to her leg and see if you pick up a leg.
Henry.
Henry. Hi, Henry.
All right, Henry, you're here with us now. What I'm going to do is take this group more towards the attic. Is that okay?
My right leg. It's been my right leg.
You're not feeling anything in the
All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to go more this way. I'm going to take you guys over this
I
way.
swear to God,
I gotta-
at one point,
It felt like it was
grabbed
touching
my
your leg.
butt. No, it grabbed my butt.
Well,
Henry,
well, here's the thing. It is a true story. Henry was the type that has a thing for the ladies. Because a lot of the employees, females, have been told that they felt like their boob was touched or something was
It was
grabbing
like
their
something
leg.
palmed my right butt cheek. I swear to
We need
God.
to share that so that's...
We're going to take you this way. Okay, let me just get right through
And
here.
it wasn't like he was trying to be like nasty. It was just like this. Like,
Bernadette having issues with the flashlight.
Okay.
All right. Henry, is that you playing with the flashlight? Is that you? Okay, guys, so at this very present moment right now, okay? As I told you before, I can see the dead species in there, okay? There is two spirits right now that is in this room right now. One is standing in the corner right back behind you, and one is standing in the corner right over here, okay? And what they're doing is, I know, I'm telling them, it's like they're pointing their finger going like this. Don't even, all right? So, not to disrespect you or anything, well, will you please show this tour that what I'm seeing, you're here? Say hello. Say hello. Hello. Did you hear that? Okay.
It's me.
Now what we'd like to do
no,
is,
it's okay.
up in the attic right here, what I want you guys to do, okay, is it's claimed that if you stand at the foot of the attic here and you stare up, you'll see a shadow person quickly run past you really quick. So what I'm going to have you guys do is sit right or stand right here and just stare up to the top of the attic. Okay. Now, if you look towards the top of the attic, can you see where the white light is on the wall right there? Right back where see where it's reflecting off the metal thing? If you look between there, keep your eyes to a desk, you'll clearly see. Let me back out of here so you guys can all take a turn over there.
I thought behind you too.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Up the stairs, right? Not behind the stairs?
You could look either up the stairs. They were claimed that it was either from behind the stairs or up the stairs. Whichever eye that you want to look towards down, up or down. If you just stare and just keep staring, you're going to see a black shadow figure. Now, Henry, they're staring. Will you show them that you're here by making a black shadow? Michael, move the camera this way more so the light's off the wall. No, come over this way so that the light doesn't interfere with the wall. There we go.
All right.
Show the group here a black shadow figure that you show all the other employees here.
Wait a second. There was only 2 walkie-talkies going. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
freaky, dude.
I love that control center. It's a control.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just scared me, dude.
All right, stay right here with the group.
Yes.
Interact with the spirits more so I can get the walkie-talkie and see what he's saying. Because he's picking up something. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? It sounded like a growl.
Yeah.
What do you got? But did you power it off?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You got it?
Yes.
That was okay.
Almost like it's coming down the stairs.
Stairs, right? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, we don't want to hurt you. We just want to say hi.
Did you guys see it?
Yes.
Should we move?
Yeah, how about you guys come on
Stairs.
over?
Okay.
You want to come over here?
Kind of think it looks like it's
Are
coming
you
down.
guys okay?
Oh, yeah, it's just like, whoa, okay.
You're looking.
What he
And all
tends-
of a sudden it's like,
What
it comes
he
down the
tends
stairs.
to like to do is he tends to, like I said, he's very fond of the ladies. So what he'll tend to do is he'll tend to creep down the stairs, like a crawl kind of deal. I don't know if that's what you guys are seeing, like a
Kind
crawl
of
kind of
sounds
deal.
like what it was, yeah.
He'll creep down the stairs and stuff. Now, you guys paid the $35 ticket price, right? Okay, so if you guys want to come back on the tour again and more interact, you guys can. Every time that we bring more new faces in here, it stirs the pot even more. So that's what we want. We want a lot more faces in here. So if you guys willing to take the tour again?
Hey, where can I use my socks?
Everybody. Yeah, I mean, the more faces, the more interactive that we get and stuff, the more, because I mean, there's so much more that I have a hunch that he's going to show. Like, I have this feeling he's going to be tapping on things earlier tonight. He's going to be hitting off things. Things are going to start moving. You're going to start seeing things at the corner of your eyes and everything like that. So,
This is just me.
You guys okay?
Are you guys okay over there?
Yeah.
He looks like white.
Now guys, unfortunately I cannot take you, it's part of the wavering form. If we had the rights, we would take you up in the attic, but the attic is, for one, way too creepy for even us to go there. And second of all, there is no railing that will take you, like, for you guys to hold up, so the stairs are very steep. What's that? I will actually take
Viewers at home, please keep this in mind. This is a tour, so what these guests are feeling is something supernatural and unknown beneath their eyes.
The ceiling goes maybe about 20 feet high up in the air.
Henry, can you massage my feet?
But like I said, what we're doing tonight is we're actually doing a live taping of this, so everything that you guys, like I said, what's really cool about spirits is that spirits do a thing called video audio, which means that spirits will come through the spirit. All right. Spirits will come through the video audio capture too. So what we don't hear will come through on that camera as well. So guys, keep a look out for that on YouTube. What we're going to do is I need to take you guys back down really quick because another tour wants to come up. But if you guys want to be willing to take it again, by all means, the second time around, you just saw shadows, you heard growling noises, you heard spirits coming through the spirit box. If you guys are interested in it, come back up and we'll see what we can do again. Sounds good, guys?
The more you get adjusted to being in an atmosphere like this, the more you see, the more you feel.
The experiences I've been
And
through.
your nerves, your nervousness, because you know everyone's scared the first time.
Yeah, and I mean seriously, like it's kind of creepy, but you know, if you got, I want to say one more thing. If you're in here, Henry, can you say goodbye to these people in a certain way? Can you say goodbye? Say something to say goodbye.
I know, I feel cold right in my face.
All right, Rick. We're coming down with the first tour right now. Things are getting really active in here.
Guys, watch this pool.
One of the tour members in here. They haven't seen
Oh my God, I just dropped another degree. It went from like 62 something to 60.3.
Everybody is going on the tour and they're going to be in the episode. We're going to let you use the equipment. We're going to explain what it is. The last group said it was very active in there. People were getting touched. Everything. So, one thing, it is very dark in there. I'll have a flashlight to get us in there. I'm going to show you the control center. I'm going to explain what the equipment is to you. And you guys will hold the equipment as well. So maybe we'll have just as much luck with the host. And Nikki, grab a flashlight since you're going to. It's up there. I left it up there.
I just came from Gettysburg last week.
So that's where we went.
Wait
till it's warm out.
We were at, we did Saks Bridge.
Oh, did you? Nice. How was that?
It was interesting. Saw a soldier.
All right, this is
Hi guys, I'm Nikki. I'm a loud mouth. I don't mean to be loud, but I'm trying to protect myself.
all right, we're going to head this way. Follow us in. It's dark in there. We'll have a flashlight.
At this time, I decided to take Nikki, our cameraman Steven, and myself, along with our group of 10, into the haunted vineyard. We were all disturbed on the footage that you are about to see.
You can't, at the end, we'll let you take some, but during the investigation, we'll actually mess with the nitrogen.
Oh, there you go. Let's watch your step, guys. There is a Nikki, right?
Yeah. Watch your steps.
Very good. One's up in the upper floor,
Hey, guys.
which is this one, and then the other two are right here where we're going. This is actually Boo Buddy. He's a new addition to our team as of a few months ago. He has 18 sensors in it. He talks. If he senses something, he'll start talking to it. And he has like 40, 50 different phrases that he has. He has a little light that lights up in the bottom here. I think I got it. There he is. Unless he's dead. The other cameraman actually told me that the other camera went dead pretty quick, and they usually don't do that. And it was very active in here, from what they told me. There he is.
Where are we?
We are in the winery. This is actually where the wine is made and where it's bottled. It has a lot of history. There's a history back in the, I believe they told me the early 1800s, a guy owned the property. This building next door, this garage where they keep a lot of stuff, that's where the original barn was. And the barn burnt down, killing all the guy's animals. And from, what would you call it? From just being sad, upset, depression. That's what I was looking for.
Committed suicide.
He hung himself over here, what was left of the barn. But then the new barn was built, and this is their winery. Now, people are said to be shoved in here to be touched. The owner contacted us, wanted us to do an investigation, and they made it part of the tour. So that's what we're going to do with you guys. We're going to tell you what the equipment is in here. And
You guys are basically going to be your own investigators with our assistance.
Boo Buddy also senses temperature change too.
I don't know if you heard him before. He just actually went off. I was just going to say, I heard him say something.
We leave an EVP recorder with him.
So we're going to sit Boo Buddy with the EVP recorder
This EVP means electronic voice phenomena, and basically it hears anything we can. But honestly, we've been picking up a lot of stuff on the camera on here.
At this present time, we had to stop and freeze the video. One of the tour members lost control of her body, as if a spirit was trying to take over her soul. What you're about to hear is an EVP recorder picking up what was going on with this poor woman. The recording devastated us all.
That's why we have the EVP recorder, because we go back and we listen back. Sometimes, you okay?
Let's get a light.
Call for help.
We need somebody here immediately.
Paramedics. Yo, we need paramedics.
Okay? Can you hear me? You okay, honey? Back up. Can you hear me back up? It's okay. Back up.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
If you're experiencing the paranormal in your home or business,
Please contact us via our Facebook page or paranormaltravelers@gmail.com. Our services are free and confidential.
check out our episodes on our YouTube channel. Hello guys, my name is Michael, the lead investigator of the Paranormal Travelers team, and the footage that you just watched just previously had been cut short due to an incident that happened on the property with one of the clients. We had to cut it short because we missed some of the footage that was going on there, but we did have the EVP audio going as well. The experiences on the property went really well up until the second time we took the second tour. As you just watched previously, as me and Bernadette took the first group of people in, we caught a lot of spiritual activity. We heard knocking sounds. We've had voices come through the EVP recorders. We've heard footsteps up inside the attic. Some of the things that we caught that night was truly amazing. We kind of felt bad that when the second group went in, they only caught maybe about 5 minutes. Our experiences at the vineyard were truly astonishing. We caught a lot of things there. We've heard sounds, we've heard footsteps. We are currently going on our third season now. Season 1 and 2 went really, really well. We've done from coal minings to haunted schools, from haunted schools to private locations. And everything went truly amazing. I mean, if you go back on our YouTube page and you watch everything from our episodes, you will clearly see that we came from 0 up to knowledgeable now with the paranormal. Season 3 is going to be working really, really well. We have so many other locations coming in. I don't want to give the locations away, but we do have a lot of special locations coming up. We may be possibly getting the team together and doing the Eastern State Penitentiary if we decide to get enough funds up to do that. My scariest moment from being on the team and doing the knowledgeable research of doing these investigations would have probably have been the House of Eyes, which was located in Scranton, Pennsylvania. That was one of the episodes that we saw Nikki scream and run out of the attic and stuff. I don't know if you watched the intro, but one of our previous employees that worked with the team, Ducky, as he backed off and screamed, you watch my facial expressions where my mouth literally drops and stuff. I would also say, basically my other episode that got me scared was at Horror Hall, where I had an apparition that went across my neck and vanished into the walls, and I had a scratch mark on, I think, the back of my neck the next day when we were doing not 6 strings. So yeah, that would basically be the most two scariest times that I've been encountered with the paranormal. It's hard because it drains my body so much. Being a medium and reading the dead and speaking to the dead, it comes to that point that as I'm on these investigations, when they're coming through, it drains my body as opposed to, say, like if you are a swimmer and you're swimming in a pool and you're just constantly going back and forth exercising and stuff, and when you literally are legitimately done swimming, your muscles hurt so much from swimming and stuff. So basically when spirits come through to me, that's how my body feels. There's some times that I had to sit out on certain investigations where I could not focus, and it drew the energy to the point that I even got sick sometimes. Like my stomach, you'll see in the Avondale Mines episode, where I was in this big lamp house with Rick and Nikki, and it felt like somebody hit my gut to the point that I was ready to throw up, and I had to go back to the car and sit in the car for about 15 minutes in order to regroup and get my energy all back. My advice would be, first thing, make sure you're knowledgeable with this. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. Doing investigations, especially with the paranormal, there's always that one chance of leaving a door open. When you leave that door open, if you're not knowledgeable of closing that door, something will come and attach to you. Something will, physically harm your body. To start your own team, that would be my best advice to you guys out there, is be knowledgeable about this. Don't just go into it just because you think it's fun, you think that it's something that you want to do because just of spare time. It's something that if you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how to shut doors, and if you don't know how to comprehend on, having your group together and literally talking and discussing to them which way they're going, which way that they're doing, who's EVP, who's Spirit Box. You have to be knowledgeable with all the equipment that you have, because if you're not knowledgeable about it, you're not going to know what the EMF reader is doing. You're not going to know what the Spirit Box is doing. You're not going to know what Buddy's doing. So basically, yes. My biggest advice, be knowledgeable about it. I see it going higher. We started off with nothing, and now we're literally having a new team member that's on, Bernadette. I do see us with everybody chipping in, doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, it's crazy. We went on tour. It's crazy that we're getting asked to be on radio stations. It's crazy that we're going to have a column written about us in the Citizen's Voice. So to answer your question, I see a lot of success coming in the future with Paranormal Fabulous.
One of my hardest moments was when we were at the Indian burial grounds in Walpollepin. When Michael and I started this team, I was a big skeptic. Yeah, I watched all the shows, and then you watch on YouTube how they, a lot of the stuff is faked. They add sound effects and whatnot. But when a spirit or something tried to attach to my back, and in watching it on camera, honestly, I can't watch that episode, because nothing ever brings me to tears except for, thinking of my dad. That's the only thing that brings me to tears. When this thing attacked me, it was trying to put me to my knees. And then when Price come up with the K2 meter, K2 was going nuts. Something definitely was on my back. That's the scariest moment I had
so far with Paranormal Travelers. Sorrenti's, when I took the second group in, after Mike bought his first group in, everything was going good. Nikki and I were explaining the equipment. Stephen was behind the camera. Stephen was panning around, you know, getting everybody in the shot. As we were finishing up, we were explaining how Boo Buddy worked, and with the EVP recorder, and all of a sudden we just heard, you know, oh my God, you all right? And the next thing you know, this girl is on the floor. It's like she's moaning, and then all of a sudden just screaming. And I don't mean just a regular scream. I mean, I don't know if you know of or you've heard of the banshee. Like if you hear the banshee scream, someone close to you dies. If you see and hear the banshee scream, you're gonna die. Well, this was a scream like a banshee, and it was continuous for like 40 minutes to an hour. When this first happened, like I said, we were explaining Boo Buddy and the EVP recorder, and forgetting where the lights were because you're worried about this person. And it's like I felt myself going in a circle. You don't know what's going on. And finally, I found the lights, and after that, I mean, this girl did contact Paranormal Travelers. She said they did every test in the book. They did drug tests. Nothing came back positive. Everything clean bill of health. She asked Michael, our other lead, if he thinks that she was possessed. Honestly, since they found no drugs in her system, nothing with her, you know, as far as the MRI, brain scan, and all that, it's possible that her pupils were dilated, and the voices coming out of her mouth were something that none of us have ever heard. I've heard of it on shows like The Exorcist, the TV shows. I've seen it like that, but as far as seeing it in person, now that I look back and think about it, it's possible that she may have been possessed. It's possible. For any skeptics, non-believers with the paranormal, I would say open yourself up to not being a believer, but open yourself up to new things, to experience new things. Because you can ask Michael, I'll sit there and watch some of these shows and I'll be like, yeah, that's the biggest BS I've ever heard in my life. But after going through so many episodes that we've done with Paranormal Travelers, open yourself up to accepting what you currently think is, I don't want to say fake or anything like that. Open yourself up to do things that are possibly going to open your eyes to the paranormal, going to open your eyes to the, to the afterlife. I myself, I believe there is an afterlife. Before, no, I didn't. I just thought you died and that was the end of you. I believe in the afterlife. There is an afterlife, and I look at our jobs as not only helping people, but also pointing people that have gone into the afterlife to the right area, to the light. What I hope happens to Paranormal Travelers in the future, I've already seen it. I don't want to say foreseen it because everybody will look at me like I'm nuts. As far as Paranormal Travelers in the future, I see big things happening. Being on the radio and being in the paper is only going to make the group go further. As far as equipment-wise, we're going to have somebody that's building equipment. We've got schematics, ALS camera for one, where you see the stick figures. That's coming to our team. New DVR system, that'll be coming to the team. We're going to have a lot of new equipment that's state-of-the-art. As far as our shows are going to continue. Sorrenti's will be the season finale. We have a couple investigations coming up within the next month or so. That'll be the beginning of season 3. And I see our group are helping people figure out what's going on in their house or business. I see our group going very far as the future is involved.
I'm Bernadette. I'm the new crew member of Paranormal Travelers. I just started about 3 to 4 weeks ago. Well, I've always had paranormal things happen in my life. Through the family, we've always experienced things. So I'm kind of on the fence. I'm a skeptic. I believe I've had things happen, have experiences, but I want to see scientific proof. Well, first I remember getting the walkie-talkie call, and we weren't sure because we heard paramedics and there was a lot of static on it. And walking in, and I looked down, and one of the crew members is on the floor with a person. At first, what was going in my head, did she have to take someone down? So then I heard the screaming, and then I realized something was wrong. The girl was looking into the other part of the winery, and she's screaming. I remember at one point I did, ask questions, and I was patting her and telling her everything was going to be okay. And in a different voice that wasn't her voice, she told me, is it going to be okay? So I was like, okay, and I stepped away from the scene.
Okay. Take a deep breath.
Finding answers. Because basically it's an area that a lot of people don't talk about. They go through experiences, and some people have to go through this their whole life. It's basically being that person that listens to them, believes them, and then tries to find an answer and try to find scientific data or even evidence that backs it up. So if they hear something, yes, we have it on the recorder. If they're hearing whispers, we have those on the recorder. I just want to find answers and help people. What happened to our client put here, because you don't know what's going on. And once you start rolling out all the medical, psychological aspects of things, then you start saying, okay, what happened? One thing I do remember at Sorrensi's was when Rick was recording me, he was saying that he's seen a lot of orbs. And I do look in the camera and I kind of had my eyes like, okay. But then he asked me if I felt something on my right side, which was probably between my shoulder and my elbow. And I did feel it, and I told him I felt cold. And then looking back on the playback, you do see something that's trying to basically appear or manifest in front of me, and it shoots by. That was scary. Memorable moments was probably the Shoop Cemetery was when we sat down and we were doing an EVP session, and then we realized that there was ticks after the fact. But we got up and we felt like we were turned around in direction. That was kind of weird for me because where we thought the car was supposed to be, it wasn't. So that would probably be my most, because it felt like we were kind of like somewhere, like in a, I would say, a tunnel. New locations, helping more private locations. Basically building our knowledge, new equipment, up-to-date equipment, and actually, being able to document more. I think the better the equipment, the more scientific we can put behind it. For me, especially being on the fence, skeptic and believer, I feel that the more information and evidence that we can present to people, the more that we can help them and say, hey, this does exist. Everybody can't be crazy.
That is real. That is really, really real. I guess you can say ever since I was a kid, I grew up on Peter Street in Wilkes-Barre. Well, my parents, they had this house, and I don't know, I'd always wonder why, the doors would open and shut on their own, and well, why you just hear things in the middle of the night, like people talking, open up the door, there's nobody there, but I guess you can say as me getting older, like me losing my brother, I lived in Richmond, Virginia, and my dad used to have this garage, and my brother's radio for years and years, it was broken, and the cord on the radio was cut. And I remember the one day, me and my brother Justin, we went in my dad's garage, and that radio turned on all by itself, started switching stations, and I just remember running out of there as fast as I could, trying to get to my mom, and my mom just started yelling at us, you know. But when it comes to like believing in the paranormal, yeah, you know, just, you know, like you said, open up your mind, you know, for every window and mirror that you see. Please believe somebody's there, you know. They just might be watching you, so it's just things that you know, hearing, you see, you know, just don't question it, just actually believe. That's like one of my biggest things. Well, there was actually two of them, and the first one was my first hunt. We were at Porter Hall, and me and Rick, you know, we decided to take our own little adventure with these EVP recorders. And I was wondering, you know, it was just kind of weird. Like, I just want to know what was there and when we can capture it. But there was this woman, you know, and I just remember everybody that met back up in Control Center, and everybody wanted me to be alone in Control Center because they had a team upstairs and they had a team downstairs in the basement, you know, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget sitting in there, and it was pitch black and I couldn't see anything. And I remember hearing something outside the door, and the people that were alive on the computer also were typing back faster than what I can even hear what was going on, saying there's something outside that door. Well, there was, on the outside of this classroom door, there was this working table, and it had a bunch of these cut up pieces of wood on it, and I just remember hearing a woman call my name to come into the hallway, and the closer I got to that door, it kept getting louder and louder, and next thing I know, this block of wood almost cracked me in the face, and it slammed right up against that side of the door. Yeah, so I think that's the first time. The second time I ever felt scared was when we were in Abington. That was the second time I ever felt scared. I had that camera in my hand, and it was me, Nikki, Rhodes, and Ducky, all up in this room before you get to this attic. And I had the camera in my hand, and I don't ever forget it. It made me sweat so bad, like I literally wanted to drop that camera. Well, I was standing there, and I just heard something call my name behind me and blow right into my ear, and I knew there was nothing back there, but the smell I smelled, like I knew like I wasn't alone, and you know, I knew it was going to get worse from the night on. And once that night happened, yeah, you watched that episode on the Abington House, yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about. My experience to do with Serenities, a lot of things that I felt there, I'm still dealing with today. Literally, like, I'm still dealing with, like, a lot of anger and confusion and, like, sadness and stuff like that. And I don't know why, I just remember when I first started feeling it, before that, we even started the Serenity show. It was me, Mike, and Rick. We went into the barn, and they showed me the setup just so I know how I can, you know, work the camera going around people, and it's just basic stuff like that. But when the show like literally started, and I just remember walking into there, Mikey's showing everybody, you know, how cameras worked and different things like that, and I just remember feeling like a lot of chest pressure, like a lot of it. And the more that I got closer to that, like where the steps are and stuff, because I separated myself from the people, from the barrels, so at least you don't have camera space. Well, you know, like right in the general area, like I felt a lot of anger and stuff like that, and I don't know, I just wanted to get out of there because the part where I felt like I was ripping apart myself inside, I don't even know why that was. Like, I'm still dealing with it today. Like, ever since then I've been having night terrors, and I really don't talk about like what's going on within the night terrors, but you know, I can manage it. But if I have to say anything about Serenities, it was pretty awesome. It was a pretty awesome experience to be able to go up there and, you know, be able to do like an event and a show like that. You know, I'd do it again. Well, my best advice to people that are into the paranormal, to people that want to join paranormal teams, I'm gonna tell you, it's not the easiest thing. It's literally not. You're going into places looking for something when you can't see it, but when you capture a picture and audios, you know it's there. But that whole thing is the part that's the most fearfulest thing. It can see you. It can see you, and it can follow you home. You can have the most messed up dreams. You can become angry and hateful to the people that you love most. Like, I can't tell you how many times, just within 1 week, like, I wanted to lash out. Like, it's the most toughest things, but I'd say, you know, for the people that want to join a show like this, be prepared. Be prepared, because what you can't see, but they can see you, like, fully, you just don't go tempting something that you can't see, because that something can push you. It can push your limits farther than you think. You know, like, yeah, you might, you know, you can sit there and watch paranormal shows and you might get pumped about it at home, but when you're behind that camera, it's a totally different story. What makes me, like, susceptible to attachments is because I was told welcome back twice in my life. You know, I got long stories and I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to do. And, well, I can say actually 3. I've played with a Ouija board and got pretty mentally messed up for it. It took me, like 8 months to get back to me. It was pretty hard. So when I'm going in to a house or a building or a graveyard, I don't know what it is, it's always women. But, other than that, what gets the attachment going is me. It's just every day. It kills me to say this. Every day I wake up and put a fake smile on my face just to let others know that, yeah, I can be in a good mood. I can be happy when I'm really not. So when I walk into a place like that, they know that feeling that goes on inside me, like all the anger and all the fears and stuff like that. You know, I guess when you dance with the devil when you're looking for the paranormal, I guess it dances and rolls dice with you. You know, but it's pretty tough for me. So when things become attached to me, it's like you don't even know who you are. You're blinded by like the smallest point of light. Like you don't understand anything until you walk away from, I guess, the situation and the feeling. Another way to answer that question is, you got to know in your head, like, it's you that controls all this stuff, but momentarily it's them. What do you want to say, think, or feel? You have control over that, but you don't have control over the dreams that haunt you.
With Sorrenti's, it was an experience in itself. I went in as part of the experience where we needed a medic for a girl that went down with Rick. But even before getting in that building, you can sense there was a lot of pain. And, you know, I felt very heavy going to that barn, into the actual winery. And I felt a lot of anger. So I know I'm easily susceptible sometimes, where I can be, where a spirit can pick on me. It is what it is. But when that girl went down, it was like the first surreal moment. I see it on TV. Never thought I'd see it in my own life. With especially Rick, you know. It's like you're frozen in that moment in time. You can call for help, but it seems, even though it's 5 minutes, it seems like an hour. It seems like 2 hours have passed and nothing's being done. But before that happened, it was a good experience, you know, talking to everybody about our experiences, because we had a table set up and they wanted to know more about our video feeds that we had going, what we do, and they were all on board. But sadly, we had to cut it short because of the medical incident. But with Sorrenti's, I hope we go back. I had fun. It's a nice, quaint little place. We thought it would be in Pennsylvania, you know. But I felt that Rick and I kind of got gypped. But, you know, people's health come first. Not knowing what happened, whether it was a possession, whether it was something medical, drug-related, whatever it might be. But overall, Sorrenti's, it was a good experience. Not just as a person being there for the first time, but as an investigator. Because for the first time, I was actually seeing it one-on-one as opposed to on TV where, you know, how if you're watching other paranormal shows, they can edit things to make it look somewhat cohesive and nothing happened. Where for us, we were in the battle zone, we know what happened. You know, so we all know, as far as human beings, that, and it's hard to talk about because, you know, I was worried the whole time I'm driving home, and then the next couple days till Rick messaged me and said, we've heard from the girl, not knowing what was going on with her. But as human beings, it shows us that even though we think we're strong, we're only as strong as what happens to us. And Sorrenti's proved that. Well, let's see. It had to be the Abington house. That and Horror Hall. The Abington house really got to me because I was a skeptic that this house was haunted, or there were people, spirits that possessed it. But what happened to me proved that there's something there. And I don't recommend this to anybody, and I'm going to tell you why. I thought it would be smart to there was a rabbit, and you're not supposed to do this, but I was playing around with it and wiggling, you know, shaking it to and fro, and basically trying to engage the spirit, piss it off, in a sense. Well, dropping it, throwing it to somebody else, and it's the number one rule, you don't do that, you know. But me being me, of course, I don't listen. So what happened, it was myself, Bryce, Ducky, and I believe her name was Jen, right? We were all up there, and we heard this big boom, something touched Ducky, we hightailed it out, and I was on literally the third step, and I kid you not, and if we could find the YouTube footage, we could probably put it, but somebody took my back, was on my back, and pushed me down the step, 3 steps from the landing. My knee hit the wall. Jen was still at the top of the steps, and she couldn't believe it either. And I literally couldn't walk for about 20 minutes after that. My knee was so swollen, but I'm lucky I didn't break my neck, but it taught me never to do that. And what happened, I had to go back up, and I had to make amends, so nothing followed me home. But that was my first scariest thing that's ever happened to me. The second would be Horror Hall. We were in the clown room, and we were in the clown room, and the spirit wanted me to go in by myself to this tent, and I was kind of iffy about it at first, and I was very uneasy the whole time we were there. And I went into the tent, and I literally felt something on my neck and whispering in my ear. And I was literally frozen in my place. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't run. I couldn't scream. It was like I was paralyzed. I was in fear right there. I think I remember I was saying something. I can't remember exactly what I said. But to me, I was just, even though I was saying something, I was just, as a person, paralyzed in my own body, even though I was making sound, paralyzed in fear of what this thing's going to do to me. It's right here, and it's whispering, and it's not a nice whisper, I'll tell you that right now. It was something that did not want me there. And those are the only 2 times I've ever actually been scared in my life. Point blank. And I take a lot of abuse in my life as far as like daily work, family, and everything else, but I can tell you right now, as a human being, those are the 2 experiences that stay with me. that I can officially say I've been scared shitless. Point blank. Oh, we all know my funniest moment. Could I have what chair? Chair? Who's in the chair? We all know that's my funniest moment. We all know when.
How about
have
the
it on?
Mine?
Oh, which time?
The time in the lamp house.
Oh, the bird. I was like a little kid. Ooh, look at the bird! Look at the
No,
bird!
no, no. The time in the lamp house where you got freaked out, you screamed, and Michael said you could have won an Oscar.
Yeah, I was so freaked out in the lamp house. I don't know. I screamed. I think I broke poor Rick's eardrum. But no, my funniest moment, you have to admit, and you can play it back, season 1, episode 1, was the Cher incident in the kitchen. That. I'm sorry. I used to hate you guys picking on me for that, but I look back and that has to be one of my funnier moments. If you want to investigate the paranormal and open yourself to it, I used to, how I got into it and opened myself up, and I would read everything that could be as far as something that to do with a paranormal episode like on TV. I would watch, I can't say the names, certain TV shows, and I would go in, read about where they were going and what could possibly happen, compare it. But you had to be open-minded as an individual. If you're scared, face your fears, because your fears is what will hold you back, especially being a paranormal investigator. I used to be fearful, and honestly, you could see that season 1, episode 1, when Mikey threw me in the basement. I hate basements. I hate spiders. And spiders in basements is where I sat. But from that episode, I opened myself up thinking, well, yeah, this is your biggest fear, but it's going to hold you back. So you got to face your fear. Read everything you can about paranormal. Read everything, whether it's an article, watch a movie, a documentary, whatever it is. And then ask your own questions and do your own investigations, and then do what we do. You know, we research, work hard to be where we're at. I actually have had messed up dreams from when we'd gone out and done our adventures and came home. One night, I don't remember the dream, but apparently I woke up in the middle of the night. I was looking at the dresser, eyes wide open, evil laugh, and took probably 15-20 minutes to wake me up, and I don't remember what happened. There was another dream I had where we were all in a cemetery, believe it or not, and it scared the hell out of me because I was the ringleader of this like little freaky puppet show. And if you've ever watched The Exorcist, in this pea soup and the head spinning, well, that's the kind of puppets I was playing with, and it freaked me the hell out. I woke up, bed sheets were all wet, I was covered in sweat, and to this day, I've never finished that dream, and only remember being in the cemetery. All of us were puppets, our heads were spinning, and I woke up. And it bothers me that I can't remember any other details of this dream, but, you know, it happens. Things mess with your head. Sometimes it is a spirit that messes with you. Sometimes I think it's your subconscious thinking and not shutting your brain off after you're home from a hunt. And it's happened multiple times, but those are the two that have really stuck with me. And to anybody that's out there watching, it could happen to you. Whether you like to believe it or not. You could be the biggest Billy Badass saying, oh, it's not going to happen to me. But honestly, it will. Just ask Price. from the Abington house. It's on YouTube. Scared it. Biggest badass we know, and hightailed it and first one down the steps from the attic. There's actually been two. One was when we did the Indian burial ground with Rick. Rick and I have been friends for years. And he's a strong person, but I've never seen him go down like he went down. I've never seen that happen to him, and that scared me. And I knew something was wrong. The second, and again, this goes back to you, Mikey, because we've been friends for years. You're a strong person, but when we did that house in Scranton, with you sitting in the closet,
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong. Especially when we asked the question if it wanted you by itself. I already knew you were drained from being in that house earlier, but I could tell something wasn't right with you. And I couldn't put my finger on it, and then you messaged me the next day saying you had a messed up dream, and I knew. And I've never seen you like that. And that's honestly what scares me, because it could happen to any of us. Whether we want to believe it or not, it can happen to any of us.
We came to the vineyards with an open mind. But from what you just watched was completely devastating to what happened to this poor girl. It still baffles the team on what really happened to her. Was it Henry, the spirit, trying to make full contact with her? Did it have to do something with the ancient Indian burial grounds located next to the property? Or was it something dark and sinister that wanted to take over her body? These questions are still unclear. But one thing we know for sure is, something is, and without a doubt, lurking around the vineyards and watching every single move you make. Until next time, look behind you.